In America, $10,000 doesn't make you rich. It doesn't change your lifestyle. It doesn't put you in a higher class, and it doesn't solve all your problems. But here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. When life goes wrong, and it always does, money doesn't decide who wins. It decides who panics. If your car breaks down tomorrow, if a medical bill shows up, if your paycheck is late or your job disappears, that moment feels very different depending on what's sitting in your savings account. Most Americans believe financial collapse happens suddenly. It doesn't. It happens slowly, one emergency at a time, one bad decision at a time, one desperate choice at a time. And very often, the difference between staying in control and losing it completely is a quiet number most people never talk about: $10,000. So let's be honest, really honest. In today's America, $10,000 is not a lot of money. It won't buy a home, it won't erase debt, it won't protect you from inflation. Rent keeps rising. Groceries cost more every year. Healthcare is one of the biggest financial threats in this country. But $10,000 was never meant to make you wealthy. It exists to keep you from breaking. It's not a luxury number. It's a stability number. This is the amount where a problem stays a problem and doesn't turn into a disaster. In America, the system isn't designed to forgive mistakes. It's designed to punish weakness. And $10,000 doesn't make you powerful, but it makes you less fragile. And sometimes, that's everything. The question everyone asks is simple. Is $10,000 enough for an emergency? The real answer is uncomfortable. Not forever, but long enough. Enough to survive a job loss for a few months. Enough to fix a car without going into debt. Enough to cover rent while you figure out your next move. In America, emergencies don't usually destroy people instantly. They destroy people slowly, through stress, through high-interest debt, through panic decisions made under pressure. $10,000 doesn't eliminate risk. It buys time. And time is the most valuable resource in a crisis. Without time, you say yes to bad options. With time, you can think, you can plan, you can breathe. So where does $10,000 actually place you in America? Does it make you middle class? The honest answer is no. Having $10,000 saved does not mean you're comfortable. It does not mean your bills are easy. It does not mean inflation doesn't hurt you. If you have $10,000, you're probably still checking prices at the grocery store. You're still thinking carefully about rent. You're still working, and you still need that income. This is not financial victory. This is financial stability under pressure. The struggle doesn't disappear. What disappears is the constant fear. A car repair no longer threatens your entire life. A medical bill no longer sends you into panic. A bad month no longer turns into a financial collapse. You're not winning the system, but you're no longer one emergency away from losing everything you've built. And in America, that difference matters more than most people are willing to admit. Money doesn't just affect your lifestyle. It affects how your brain works. When people live without savings, their decisions are shaped by urgency. Every unexpected expense feels like a threat. Every delay feels dangerous. Every mistake feels permanent. But when you have $10,000 saved, something changes quietly. You don't panic as fast. You don't rush into bad decisions. You don't say yes just because you're afraid of saying no. Research consistently shows that financial stress reduces focus, patience, and long-term thinking. And in America, where one mistake can follow you for years, that mental pressure is expensive. $10,000 doesn't eliminate stress completely. Bills still exist. Inflation still hurts. But it lowers the volume. It gives your mind space to slow down, to think clearly, to choose the least damaging option instead of the fastest one. $10,000 doesn't buy happiness. It buys calm under pressure. And calm is often the difference between a recovery and collapse. Now let's talk about the limits, because honesty matters. If you're carrying high-interest credit card debt, $10,000 is not a magic shield. Paying off debt without any savings leaves you exposed. But keeping savings while ignoring dangerous interest slowly drains you. In America, the smartest move is balance. Some protection, some progress. Medical emergencies are where the system becomes unforgiving. An ambulance ride, an emergency room visit, insurance deductibles. These costs arrive fast, and they don't wait for permission. $10,000 will not cover long-term illness, but it absorbs the first impact. It prevents a medical scare from turning into years of debt overnight. And that matters because debt doesn't just cost money, it costs future choices. Without savings, emergencies force people into payday loans, maxed out cards, and decisions they regret for years. $10,000 doesn't solve the problem. It keeps the problem from owning you.
Hello
Here's a
everyone,
reality
welcome
most
back to the
people don't
show.
like to talk
Today
about.
we have some
In
exciting topics
America,
to
the
discuss.
majority of adults do not
While
have
some are prepared,
$10,000
the
saved.
majority of people
Millions
struggle
don't
with
even have
insufficient
1,000.
savings.
They're not lazy. They're trapped in a system where rising costs move faster than wages. So if you have $10,000 in savings, you are not rich, but you are rare. And rarity creates leverage. It gives you options most people don't have. You can leave a job that's slowly draining you. You can avoid loans with dangerous interest. You can move, retrain, or wait instead of grabbing the first bad opportunity. Savings don't open luxury doors. They open exit doors. And exit doors matter because people without savings don't choose the best option. They choose the fastest one. $10,000 doesn't guarantee success, but it gives you something powerful in America, the ability to say no and wait for something better. When people talk about money problems, they usually talk about numbers, but the real damage of having no savings isn't financial, it's psychological. Without savings, every problem feels urgent, every decision feels rushed. And urgency forces people into bad choices. People stay in jobs that break them. They accept unfair treatment. They take loans they already know are dangerous. Not because they want to, but because they don't have time. No time to think, no time to plan, no time to wait for something better. That's how exploitation works. It feeds on desperation. $10,000 won't make you rich. It won't protect you from every crisis. But it can stop desperation from making decisions for you. And in America, that matters more than people realize. Because once desperation takes control, every option becomes expensive, and every mistake lasts longer than it should. $10,000 doesn't buy freedom, it protects it.